All right, Coach, if you don't mind just opening up with a statement and recapping the game, and then we'll have questions for you.
Sure. Tough one for everyone involved with our program to lose. At the least you can say there was a clear-cut winner today, so kudos to Arkansas. And then for us, the challenge has already started. I mean, the guys are showering up as soon as they got different clothes on. Our program, along with 63 other lucky ones, need to start getting ready for next weekend. So appreciate all the Vol fans that came out. I know they were louder at the end. I don't know who had more representatives, but it really doesn't matter. It made for an incredible environment for everybody that was here, the players, TV. So I appreciate all those people that made that drive, and I know we didn't do what fans wanted us to do, but those that came down this morning, appreciate that. And my mom and dad even surprised me, so that was huge, and appreciate all the parents of our guys riding that thing out. My mom's a sweetheart, and she's everybody's favorite when she's out and about, probably because she didn't wash their mouths out with soap like I got. And then, anyone who knows my dad knows he's an OG, so I appreciate them as well as all the other parents sticking with our guys. It's my opinion, but I think baseball parents spend more money and more time being around, and hopefully no one hates me for saying that. That's the sport I coach, but it sure seems like that's the case. So certainly a lot of appreciation from that end. That's what I got.
All right, thank you very much, Coach. First question comes from Wes.
Yeah, Tony, just can you get a sense of the mood for the guys right now? I mean, obviously tough one to lose today, but with so much kind of out there going forward, I would imagine maybe the turnaround could be pretty quick.
Yeah, I wanted the quick turnaround. I don't think they did. I think they were in love with the environment today, the opportunity to do something. You saw the way they played. If there's ever a situation for your team to quit, it's with the Golden Spikes Award winner on the mound and a pretty sizable lead. And we got guys trying to backpick on their own, quality at-bats against a guy, who's been tough on everybody all year long. So they were still wrapped up emotionally in that game. Unfortunately, in my position, I gotta hide mine, and you want a quick turnaround. So I think it'll take a bus ride for our guys to soak up the whole deal. Somewhere around, the good city of Chattanooga, they'll start maybe laughing or saying the things that they really enjoyed what happened here. And, the bitterness of the loss won't go away. But these guys have kind of shown after a Saturday loss and we go into a Sunday, or after a game one tourney loss, they seem to get motivation from stuff like that. So, again, maybe they can relax and be kids on the back half of that trip and then start to slowly build some motivation for tomorrow. And we'll see, where we're at and who we got. But really it's going to be all about just preparing for Friday, kind of like it would be on a normal week when we don't have a midweek game.
Mike is next.
Yeah, Tony, was there anything new that you learned about this team in its first experience playing 5 games in 5 days? And you referenced the players maybe having some happy moments around Chattanooga. Thinking back on the highlights of this, what were the highlights for you?
Getting to be around our guys each day. You don't know when it's going to go away. I know that's kind of true in life, but you start getting into May, no matter what program it is across the country, your days may end. Even if you win the national championship, it's going to be over. And this is kind of that group, staff, players included. Y'all just want to hang out as often as possible. So we got extra days to do that. But more importantly, we got to see what we could do against, guys like Sims, Cops again, I could say a bunch of other names, and then compete against a Florida team that was on a pretty dang good run with what they've done and what they're capable of. I could go on and on. So there's an assortment of things that'll help us for next weekend and the program beyond. And the number one thing was today. Today's different. I told them, I warned them. I said, I'm going to try and keep my heart rate normal during that anthem. But you're going to want to run through a brick wall. And then that flyover happens that I forgot about. And you need to learn to deal with that stuff. And you can certainly do it well the first go around, but it's kind of a safe bet in Vegas. You'll be a little bit better the second go around when you handle that stuff. So individually, our kids have been great. Christian Scott, we knew he could do that stuff. Booker, we knew. Maybe on the pitching side of things, you got a little bit of lesson learned there. My man Mabry, he can handle anything. He's a tough kid, so we can use him in the postseason. And Jason Rackers, it's been a grind just with the fluctuations of how his career's gone with us, it hasn't been ideal, but it could go out on a sweet note because he certainly showed he can pitch well, on a big stage.
Trey is next.
Hey, Tony, it was just announced that Camden Sewell, Connor Pavoloni, Luke Lipsius, and Mac Ferguson were all on the all-tournament team. What did you see out of those 4 guys this week? Second part of that question, too, the environment you saw today in Hoover, how much are you looking forward to that next weekend at home at the regional, and how does that play a factor?
Sure. No, apologies to Camden, and then we kind of held the ceremony up there. Commissioner Sankey's waiting for his trophy, and he wasn't happy, so he darted up the tunnel. He's already in flats and was going to shower up, so we had to bring him back out there. But, it was cool to see those 4 guys get some individual recognition. I think a couple of those guys maybe had some hits after their teammates wore down the pitcher a little bit. So, it's kind of a group effort with these guys at all times. But, it's nice that some guys got tapped on the shoulder. I think really what it means is Luke is playing his best ball. He's really a dangerous hitter, always has been, but he's kind of himself right now. And I think it's appreciation for what Pav does. I mean, as a leader, as a catcher, offensively. And then Camden Sewell, was like Billy Chappell yesterday. So all in all, it was good. And I leave out Fergie, but the guy's a winner. He's just a winner. It's what he is. Doesn't matter if he's putting up stats or not. He's a winner. So fortunate to have him around. And then, yeah, it kind of whets the appetite a little bit for what can come next weekend. But it'll be different. It's different when you're at home. And the good thing is, again, our guys have got a taste of it against a couple conference opponents and what Lindsey Nelson Stadium can be like. But I think it'll be even bigger. People will be tailgating. They'll add some seats. And it's why you fight all year long for, home field advantage. I mean, the great, there's a number they put up on the, network that I was going to refer to. But bottom line is if you can win 15 games in this league, it is a hell of a year. If you can win 17, you're going to play at home like we will next weekend, I believe.
At time.
Hey, Tony, real quick, I'd be remiss.
Yeah, go ahead.
We've got time for 2 more questions. Go ahead.
Tony, do you feel like you guys deserve to be, and I don't know how you're going to answer this, but do you think you deserve to be the number 2 national seed coming out of this week? And who?
Well, I think the guys feel like, that we did lose another conference series, but the guys feel like this is the best team in the country. They would have been the number 1 national seed, and even if they wouldn't have done anything here. So it's kind of what you measure yourself up against. It's why recruits say yes to the SEC is they want to see how they stack up against the best in the country. And our guys, there's no secrets. Now, there's obviously other great teams out there, and everybody's a threat when you get to, March for basketball and in this month for baseball bleeding into June. But I think you call it a ruler if you want, whatever measuring stick you need, they have exactly what, they needed. So it'll be from here on out. It'll be preparation, hopefully, that pays off for us.
Ben is next.
Yeah, Tony, are you kind of happy with how the week went in terms of not overtaxing guys going into regionals? I know today was kind of your first Johnny Holstaff game, but in general, are you pleased with where kind of the arms stand going into the next weekend?
Yeah, I mean, 60 was the ish number with Will. Happy we got some guys some reps. So I just feel, Sean, I don't know if I'd have a job if it wasn't for Hundley. So I just kind of feel bad about that situation not working out the way it did. In essence, trying to guard him or protect him a little bit actually ended up kind of putting him in a situation that he would have been better off, maybe if we'd managed that situation a little bit. So call that the one regret, if you will. But, we kind of had a vision for what we wanted to do, and a lot of it worked out. And also a lot of things came to the forefront of, okay, there are no question marks if this guy does this, if this guy starts, if we bring this guy in, can he do it? Can you come out of a difficult situation, in a regional? Those questions were answered a bit.
I'm sorry, guys. We've got to get the coach out of here, get the players up. Coach, thank you for your time.
All right. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, Jake, can you hear us okay?
Sure can.
Coach, if you don't mind, Jake, just recap the game itself, and then we'll have questions for you.
All right.
You can just give us an opening statement and recap the game in your mind, Jake, and we'll have questions for you.
All right. You know, obviously, it's probably I think the two top teams in the country went off against each other in this championship game. Atmosphere was crazy. You know, seeing all those fans coming out for the game. Certainly, definitely a regional, super regional atmosphere. And like V said earlier, just you kind of wanted to go through a brick wall when you see that crowd and the plane flying over the stadium. It was crazy. But overall, I thought it was a decent game. You know, Hef did as good as he could. You know, they got some lucky hits here and there, and I just think that we shouldn't be down from this. You know, it was a good game overall. Got some guys in there that hasn't really thrown a lot, and you know, just we can use this to bounce back and get ready to go for regionals.
Troy's up first.
Hey, Jake, I know y'all wanted to come out and win today, but big picture, I guess, just how important was a week like this with a group of guys who haven't experienced much postseason at all, you know, as a group? I guess how important was it to be able to play 5 games in 5 days and go on the run y'all were able to?
Yeah, it was. When you told us if you told us at the beginning of the tournament that we were going to make it all the way to the championship game, we wouldn't really believe you. You know, we were going to come in here, just play as hard as we could. And whatever competition we have, we're going to play as hard as we can. And so definitely those guys that definitely haven't really experienced this kind of playoff atmosphere, especially in the SEC, it was definitely good for them, and they can definitely learn a lot from this once the older guys lead the program. But like I said, just we can use this atmosphere and these 5 games to help us out in the regionals and further.
Ryan is next.
I think your bullpen or your pitching staff just gave up 12 runs in 5 games this week. Just how impressive is that, doing that in 5 straight games, and how much confidence do you have in those guys going into next week?
Those guys are awesome, man. They work their butt off every day. Coach A is definitely one of the best pitching coaches in the country, I think. And just them coming out there and having that mentality to throwing strikes and getting ahead of batters, definitely you guys saw how impressive that can be, and can help us get in a good position to win every game. And that's what they did this week, and that's what they'll do in the future.
Wes is next.
Yeah. Hey, Jake, how quickly do y'all kind of need to flush this one and move on? Because I know that's, you know, you never want to lose, and it is a championship game, even though it's not maybe the biggest prize out there. How quickly do you need to kind of lick the wounds and get over this one as a team?
Yeah, I agree. We definitely need to, like I said, just rub this one off, you know, because we can use this as fuel to get us in the regional. And Coach E said on our hitters meeting that even though we wanted to win this game really bad, we can use this game as one of the bigger games that we can win in the future, and definitely in a regional. So we can just use this game as fuel, like I said, and we'll be ready to go.
We've got Mike followed by Ben.
Yeah, Jake, I guess you kind of just answered this, but was there anything new that you learned about this team with just the way that the last 5 days went and the way that you guys responded? And then as a second question, what did you like about what Jason Rackers gave you guys, just given kind of the year that he's had to come in there and throw like that?
Yeah, overall, I mean, this group is definitely one of the more unique groups. You know, everyone's different, and we just feed off each other and feed off our energy. And so I think that's how we've been so successful so far this year. And just being able to go out there and have fun and be loose and focused at the same time is definitely been our strong suit this year. And, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And you saw this week that we can do anything. We can play any competition. We can play hard every game. And Rack, he hasn't thrown that much this year, but, you know, when he goes out there, he's got the good stuff to be able to throw strikes and get batters out, and that's what he showed today. And we just need guys like him to keep doing what they're doing on the pitching staff, and give us in good position to win the games.
Innings to maybe keep y'all from getting a rally going or anything like that?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Just in those last couple of innings, Arkansas's pitchers with Cops, what were they doing to keep you all from getting a rally going?
They were mixing up pretty good. They've always been able to do that. Their pitching staff's pretty good, and so they just knew what kind of pitches to throw to guys, and maybe like work backwards or throw strikes that you might not expect. And so I guess I don't know. Maybe we tried to do a little too much at the plate, but we just kind of focused on the scoreboard too much. But overall, I mean, they threw pretty good the rest of the game, and so I just think that we need to be able to, I guess, try to figure out maybe a better game plan of how to approach that stuff. But I mean, we've been doing fine. We don't really need to fix anything. We made it this far, and so we're just going to keep going in that positive route.
Then I wanted to ask you about the bottom of the lineup. Luke, Pete, Pav all had terrific weeks. Just what does that do for you at the top of the lineup? Liam, Max, what does it do for y'all when the bottom of the lineup is swinging that well?
Oh yeah, it definitely gives us a lot more confidence for us to get up there and do whatever we can to help the team win. But having those three guys come through like that this week definitely gave us a lot of confidence and boost in our lineup, and to be able to make that lineup even harder to get out. Just the 1 through 9 aspect of it, they did a phenomenal job, and that's definitely going to carry over to when we get to regionals this next week.
Hey, Jake, appreciate your time. Thank you, sir.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
Hey, Pete, can you hear us okay?
Yeah.
If you don't mind, just open it up with a quick statement, just recap the game, and then we'll have questions for you.
All right. Well, came out of the gates kind of real strong. They put together some really good swings on some really good pitches, and we kind of fell behind, kind of pushed a little bit, try and get back in it, but then they made another little late run. But, I mean, they have a great team, and sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles.
We'll start off with Wes.
Yeah, Pete, I guess, y'all are going in there and you're getting in there against Cops and you're trying to get something going. When you put that swing on that ball, you're thinking, all right, here we go again. This time we're going to kind of flip this around and kind of get those guys late.
I mean, yeah, with this team, I never feel like the game's over until it's actually over and those umpires go back in their locker room. But he just left me a pitch over the middle, and I put a good swing on it, and thought that might have sparked it a little bit. But hats off to him. He's a great pitcher, and he made the pitches he needed to do to finish the game.
Mike is next.
Yeah, Pete, just what was this experience like? I mean, the 5 games, 5 days, just the postseason feel. And was there anything different or new that you learned about this team while you guys were in Hoover?
I mean, this experience was great. You could tell even after the first day we didn't want to go home. So now we have to because it's officially over. But no, it was just a great week. And what I learned about this team is we love playing ball together. And we're going to keep fighting and give everything we got every single day.
Ben is next.
Pete, why do you think this team is able to lose to Alabama on Wednesday and rally with 3 straight wins and compete hard with Arkansas for 9 innings? Why do you think the team can overcome that adversity?
Oh, we got a really good baseball team, first and foremost. But it's just it's always the next thing with us. We're not going to get caught up in what happened yesterday, and because that's over with. We can let it fuel us to get the job done on that particular day. So that's how we're able to push through everything. Is it's always what's next, and we're really good at turning the page and putting all our chips on the table.
Ryan is next.
Arkansas took their first lead there in the 5th inning. Did you guys feel any extra pressure to get someone going on offense before Cops was going to get the ball, or was it just kind of business as usual?
It's just business as usual. Every time a team goes out there and puts up a couple runs, we always say time to answer back, and we were just unable to do that today. But that's always the mindset, is when someone goes out there and score, all right, we're going to give you a little jab right back, and we're going to score as well.
I imagine there's been some parts of your career you maybe wouldn't have believed that this Tennessee program could be here with this many fans in this moment. But what does it say about your team that you guys are here? And it never seems like it's enough just to be in the big moment, be in the big game, but it's always a goal to push it to a next level, get a big win.
Yeah, I mean, you nailed that one. It's always about the next thing. What can we do next? And I mean, it was just unbelievable to look up in the stands and see that much orange. I love this fan base, and they're really showing out for us, and we can kind of feed off their energy. So we're just going to go out there and give them a good show and compete to the best of our ability.
Troy's next.
It kind of seems like this team's MO all season has been the ability to bounce back from a loss like this one. I guess, what do you expect the emotions and the mentality of this team to be heading into next week's regional?
Can you say that again? I'm sorry.
It just kind of seems like the MO of this team has been the ability to bounce back after a loss like today. What do you kind of think the mentality of this team will be like heading into next week's regional?
Just take it one game at a time. I mean, it would have been nice to win today, but it's done and over with, and now our sights are set on that particular regional, and we're going to take it one game at a time and give it our best shot.
Have time for 2 more. We'll go with Wes and Mike.
Yeah, Pete, you just said it's already over and you got to flush this one out. Do you think as a team y'all are going to do that pretty quickly? Because I mean, I know bus rides back after a loss on Sunday are never really fun, but I mean, with so much to play for so soon, does the switch need to kind of flip quickly on this one?
Yeah, I think so, and I think our team is really good at doing that. When just the entire season, after a loss, we bounce back right away. We kind of flush it immediately. You can kind of have 5-10 minutes to really reflect on what just happened, but it's always flip the switch and let's get going to the next thing.
Pete, what would it mean for this program to get to host a regional and kind of just have that be something that I don't think you've had one since 2005 at Lindsey Nelson? So what would that mean?
I mean, it mean everything. Just to see how far this program's come in my time here, it's something that's going to be very special for me to experience. And it's just something that 2 years ago, I mean, we were very happy with making a regional for the first time in so long, but we always knew there was more. And honestly, if we had, done a little better in some games, we could have been hosting that year. So we went on the road for that regional, and now it was just kind of motivation to get back at home for one and let this fan base come out and kind of be that extra motivation that we need going forward.
Hey, Pete, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.